Alright, I have finished scraping this center back strip flush to the surface here and sanded this a little bit. And like we talked about, we're going to go ahead and route the binding ledge for the back. I'm not going to put any kind of furfling, not even a thin white-black strip or anything like that. I'm just going to go with the cherry binding. Obviously I have this, there's all kinds of different devices for cutting the binding ledges. This thing is from Stuart McDonald, and it mounts to a Dremel. My experience with Dremels has been that the shafts have way too much play in them to do any kind of serious precision work like this. I still use them for rosettes, but I'm very, very careful. But plus, there's an issue with, as this is a radius, there's an issue with this sitting on the body of the guitar, and the cutter is not perpendicular to the sides because it's coming. This is an angle, so your cutter is at an angle because it's sitting on a slope. You have to get that back up. That's what this does right here. It only sits on a very, very small surface right there. This is also another one. Now I will still use these in a Dremel at times when I need a little spot cleaned up and I got a little handwork to do. I will still use these, but this is what I'm using now. This cradle comes. You put this in the cradle, and I want this to be sitting as level as possible so that this doesn't have to ride up and down a whole lot. You get a better job if this is sitting as level as possible. And doing the back, there's quite a bit of difference from the height of this front adjustment to the height of the back adjustment. But you know, that's what it is. I mean, there's a certain amount of this that is common sense, and a certain amount of it is trial and error, and you know, setting this up. I mean, you have to set the depth of the cut. Here's the type of cutter that I'm using, and depending on the depth of the cut, you'll select a different bearing. And you know, obviously, you know, you're responsible for making sure that you use the right bearing and set the right depth of the cut. And it's a trial and error process. It's a very meticulous process. It's got to be done right. And anybody that's ever built guitars and says that they've never made a mistake on a binding ledge or a binding channel is either perfect, or they just maybe not being truthful. But that's neither here nor there. With this, I have little reminders. I have a diagram drawn on the back here that shows me the rotation of the cutter. I've already got the depth set. I've already chosen the proper bearing and installed the bearing. And what I want to do is I want to start at the high points, and looking at the rotation of the cutter cuts this way, so I want to start at the high point here, and I want to go from the high point to there to here. I want to go from this high point to the waist, from this high point to here, this high point to here, and then I will make one continuous pass all the way around. I'll just go ahead and get this started. That just sits right in there. back it up enough so that cuts, so it's not back the guitar away from there enough so that when I turn the cutter on, that it doesn't immediately collide with the side of the guitar, because that could be bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start a. I want to get back here further on this high spot. Okay, and then I will bump this around, come here, and like I say, from high point to here, from high point to there, and then I'll make one continuous pass all the way around and clean everything up. And that's going to be it for the back binding. Like I said, I'm not going to have any kind of decorative purfling or anything like that on the back. It's just going to be the cherry binding. So. Guys, I hope I'm covering everything, you know. If you have questions, shoot me one on the forum.